Hey guys, welcome to the workout today. We are going a full body workout, 30 minutes. All you need, get dumbbells or you can just get a couple of bottles like what I'm gonna use in the workout. Let's get it. Okay, so we are starting with our lower body, okay? We are going to do a wide squat. I want your feet wide and your toes slightly turned out, okay? And see how I'm holding the bottles just in between my legs, and I'm just squatting down to about 90 degrees or whatever feels comfortable. You can come down as far as what feels good for you. And we just don't want those knees to go over our toes. We want to keep our knees back so that they don't go over our toes, and we feel it in the inner thigh, okay? Now I'm changing it up a little bit. Now I'm going to do a squat, and as I come up, I'm going to pull my toes up, okay? So now we're pulling a little bit more glutes into it. So we got the inner thigh, and then as we pull our toes up and come up, we're going to feel it more through the glutes, okay? And we're going high reps here. We're doing like 15 reps on each of these. Every time you come up, I want you to exhale. And this time I'm just doing a little hop. When I come up, I'm just going to hop up a little bit. I'm not doing a great big jump, but I'm just doing like a little hop there. So I'm going to come down, hop up, come down, hop up. Good job, guys. Way to work. Perfect. Okay, next one, we're going to go into a deadlift. Okay, so I want your legs straight. I want a slight bend in the knee. I just want what we call a soft knee, okay? And keep those bottles as close to your legs as possible. And you're going to come down, and then as you come up, you're going to exhale. Try to kind of look up as you're coming down. See from the side here, I'm just looking straight in front of me so that helps keep my back straight, okay? So as you come down and you come back up, I want your back to really stay straight. No bending or no hump back, okay, as you're doing these. So you're going to exhale up. Good. Come down and exhale up. Good. Nice and controlled. Okay, now I'm just holding those bottles at my side and I'm kicking one leg out, okay? These are abductor kicks. And this is also going to take some balance, okay? So anytime we're having to balance, we're working those little stabilizers, okay? All those little stabilizers, little tiny muscles that just help work on your balance, help you stabilize. And when we do these kickouts, these abductor kicks, we're actually working the abductors, okay? Which is like the iliotibial band that runs along the outside of the leg, okay? So it's really important to strengthen these, especially if you do a lot of sitting, okay? So, all right, good job, guys. You're going to exhale as you kick out. We're going 15 kicks on each leg. All right, good job. Way to work, everyone. Way to get this workout in today. Okay, now I'm just doing calf raises, okay? So it's like I'm just going up on my tippy toes, and I'm just holding the bottles at my side, and I'm just going up. I'm actually doing 20 reps on this one, okay? We're working the gastrocnemius. And that's the back part of the lower leg. All right, good job, everyone. This one, we're just trying to burn it out, okay? Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do another calf raise, but this time I'm going to hold the bottles in front of me and I'm going to have my toes turned out. So now we're changing the angle of it, okay? We're hitting that muscle at a different angle. So anytime you change your stance or your grip and things like that, you're hitting the muscle at different angles, okay? So that's really important to hit them at different angles. Okay, now we're going down to the floor and we're going to work the glutes and the hamstrings here. We're going to do something called a glute raise, okay? So I'm holding those bottles just on top of my hips, and I'm just pushing my hips up to the ceiling as high as I can for 20 reps. All right, good job, everyone. And every time I push up, I want to exhale, okay? And you're going to really feel that in those hamstrings and those glutes, okay? So now I just took one step out. And see how I pulled my toes up? I'm dorsiflexing, okay? And I'm doing the same thing. Now you're going to feel the difference, okay? We're going to do another 20 reps here. You're going to feel how this is even more challenging. This is more isolating. So the further your feet are away from your body,
the more challenging it is. Okay, now I'm just laying on my side and we're going to do a lying abduction. So at first we did the standing abduction. Now we're doing a lying one. Okay, so I'm just lying on my side and I'm holding that bottle on top of my leg and I'm just coming up. And when I come down, I don't want to slam my foot on top of the other foot. I want to control it till like right before it hits my other foot. Okay. It's a little bit harder to come down and not slam your foot against your other foot. Okay. Cause you have to really control it. All right. That makes it a little bit harder to do. It takes a little more strength to do that. And that's a much better form to do. Okay, and we're going 15 reps on each leg. I'm going to exhale every time I come up. All right, good job, everyone. Isn't it great to be able to work out at home? It's just awesome. It doesn't take much. You don't need a bunch of fancy equipment, you know? Okay, now we're doing the opposite. We're going to take that bottom leg and lift it up to the ceiling, okay? So now we're doing the adductors, ADD, adductors, like you're adding together, and like meaning you're bringing your leg together to the other, you're bringing it toward the other leg. And this is working that inner thigh, those adductors. Okay, this is getting that sartorius, the longest muscle in the body. It runs all the way down the leg through the inner thigh. All right, good job, everyone. Going 15 on each side. Okay, now I'm going over to my hands and knees. And these ones, I just call them fire hydrants. And I'm just lifting that knee up as high as I can out to the side, kind of like an abduction move. And you're going to feel that in the glutes and the hips, okay? This is a really good exercise. It doesn't look like much, but these ones will burn. The higher reps you do, the more these will burn. This one is, I'm going 15 reps on each side. And yeah, this is just really good for those hips, okay? All right, good job, everyone. Way to work. And again, the hips are so important if you do a lot of sitting during the day, if you do a lot of work on the computer and stuff. Okay, so now I'm doing a lateral lunge, okay? So I'm just lunging out to the side. I'm not going that far down, okay? I'm just holding those bottles right in the middle there. And I'm just lunging out to the side and coming back, okay? You can go as far down as you want as long as that knee does not come over that toe, okay? I'm trying to go 10 on each side. And this one you're going to feel again on the inner thigh, those adductors, okay? All right. And I mean, you're going to feel it in the glutes, in the glutes also, but yeah, that inner thigh is where you're going to really feel these, okay? Perfect. All right, good job, everyone. Way to work. Awesome. Okay, just shake it out, shake it out. We're going to move into the upper body now. So we're going to start with our back, and we're going to start with lying wall slides, okay? So I just want you laying on your stomach, and you're going to reach your hands above your head till they almost touch. And then as you come down, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together and really squeeze your elbows into your side, okay? And we're trying 10 reps here. They're a lot harder than they look, okay? And now we're doing a lying rear delt. This one, we're going 30 reps, really high rep. This one, your arms are just out to the side and it's kind of like a reverse fly. You're just raising them up, okay? And yeah, this is gonna like really get that rear delt. I like to work the rear delt when I work the back. Okay, so now I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna go into a stretch. I just want to stretch out that lower back here. Okay, so you're gonna push yourself up. Try to keep your hips down toward the floor as much as you can. Push yourself up. And then if you can, go up onto your toes. You're going to feel that even more in your low back, okay? And then the next one, I just want you to lean back into it and really, this is really going to get that upper back, okay? So just Keep those arms forward. Let everything round out on that upper back. Just let it round out. Really stretch it out. Okay, now we're going to go into bird dogs, okay? This is working the low back, okay? So I'm just bringing my hand and my knee together, and then I'm extending, okay? We're going to go 10 reps on each side. And as you're doing this, I want you to focus on like pushing your low back up to the ceiling, okay? All right, and this is a really good exercise if you have low back pain. If you know anyone with low back pain, tell them to do bird dogs, okay? This is something that definitely will help that. Okay, perfect. All right, good job, guys. Okay, so now we're going to go to scorpion. So this is kind of like working your back, but also we're going back to the hips a little bit too, okay? So you're just reaching that foot over to the opposite hand. And what I want you to try to focus on is to keep that upper body on the floor. Try to keep your shoulders down on the ground. Don't let your shoulders, the front part of your shoulders come up. Try to keep them down if you can, okay? We're just going for 10 reps total. Okay, so now we're going to pullovers, okay? So I want you to hold those bottles. Make yourself nice and long, and you're just going to let them come back, and then you're going to pull over. You're going to exhale as you pull over. And on this one, what I want you to do is just focus on trying to make your body as long as you can. Just think long and lean. And I want you to contract those abs. Keep that midsection tight when you're doing this, okay? Don't pull your belly button in. That's an old school way of thinking. Just flex your abs. That's what we want to do. We want to flex our abs, and we're going to go 15 reps. We're making ourselves nice and long. Okay, so now we're going to go into a bent over row. This is a great back workout here. So I'm bent over. I have a slight bend in my knees. I'm keeping my back nice and straight. My chest and my bottom are both out so that my back stays straight, and I'm just squeezing my shoulder blades together as I come up. We're going 20 reps here. See how my back is staying nice and straight. Okay, perfect. And you're going to exhale as you come up. All right, good job, everyone. Way to work. All right, now we're going into a bent over rear delt. So we're in the same position, but this time our arms are straight, slight bend in the elbow, okay? And you're just doing almost like a reverse fly. You're just coming straight back, squeezing those shoulder blades together as you come back. And you want to exhale as you come back. All right, we're going 20 reps here. Perfect. All right, good job, everyone. Okay, next we are going into an explosive rear delt. So we're kind of like exploding up. We're doing a little pop. See how I'm pop, pop, pop. Okay, so this is a really good speed movement, actually. I do this with athletes when they're trying to work on their speed, but this is just a fun exercise to do. And it doesn't take much. You just make sure you keep your back straight. Okay. All right. Now we're going into an upright row. Okay. So I want you to pretend almost like there is a string attached to your elbow that's hanging from the ceiling, and it's just pulling your elbows up. Okay. Your hands are just staying down, and all that's moving are your elbows. They're just coming up to the ceiling and back down. Okay. And some people do this with back workouts, some people do it with shoulder, but it's basically getting the traps and the rear delts. Okay, next we're going to do shrugs. Now this one is definitely getting the traps, okay? This one, I want you to hold for a second and then relax. Hold for a second, relax. Hold for a second, relax. And we're just going 10 reps here, okay? All right, it doesn't take much. You don't need a lot of weight with this. You can even do this with your own body weight, holding nothing, and you're going to feel it, okay? You're going to feel those traps work. Okay, next we're back on the floor. We're doing a seated wall slide, but I'm holding the bottles, okay? So it looks like I'm doing a shoulder press, but really what I'm trying to focus on is the down part of the movement. I'm trying to I raise it up and then I'm going to squeeze down, raise them up and squeeze down. And when I squeeze down, I just want to really keep my shoulder blades squeezing together, okay? Bringing my elbows in, squeezing my shoulder blades together. I'm sitting nice and tall. Okay, next we are moving to a plank row, okay? See how I'm almost in a plank position. I'm just doing a row, okay? In the bottom right-hand corner, I'm showing you a variation you can do if this one is a little bit too hard. But we're going to go 10 reps on each side, okay? And you're just keeping that core tight as you're pulling that bottle up, okay? You're just holding yourself up with one hand, almost like a push-up position, okay? So we're working the back and the core at the same time, really. All right, good job, guys. Okay, we are now going to go into chest, okay? You are on the floor, and we are doing floor presses, okay? So I'm just coming down until my elbows touch the ground, and then I'm just going to press back up. And notice how my feet are off the ground. I have them crossed. I just have my feet off the ground. You can put your feet on the ground if you want. There's just different ways of doing it. Whatever's comfortable for you. We're going 10 reps and we're exhaling on the way up. All right, really getting the chest here. Okay, now we're going to do a fly on the floor, okay? Notice how my arms, they are straight, but I don't want them locked out. I want a soft elbow, okay? So I want a slight bend in my elbow, and I'm just reaching them out, and then I'm squeezing my chest together as I come up. And I'm going to come just far enough up so right before those bottles hit each other, I'm going to stop and come back down, okay? And we're going 20 reps here again. And we're just exhaling on the way up. All right, good job, guys. All right, way to get this workout in today. Okay, this is a long one. Next, we are going to a floor fly press. Okay, so we're doing kind of like a fly, but I'm really bending the elbows, almost like a press, okay? And then I'm just going to press up. So I'm coming out to the side, bending the elbows like a fly, and then I'm just going to press the bottles up, okay? So it's like a variation of a fly and a press combined, okay? And we're going 20 reps again. All right, we're exhaling on the way up. So squeeze your shoulder blades together as you come down, and then squeeze your chest together as you come up. All right, perfect. Good job, everyone. All right, good. Next, let's see, we're going into a floor reverse press. Okay, so your palms are facing you, okay? And the point of this, actually, remember, every time you change the angle or the grip, you are changing the way you hit the muscle, okay? You're hitting a different part of the muscle. So when you have this reverse grip, you're actually going to hit more the bottom part of the chest, the lower chest, okay? It's kind of similar to doing the decline press. All right, perfect. Next, we're doing a floor fly, a low fly, okay? So we're coming out to the side, and then we're going to squeeze up, okay? This is a variation of a regular fly, but instead of our hands coming straight out to the side, we're coming kind of out at the bottom, keeping our arms straight, okay? Soft elbow again. We're just going to squeeze up. Again, this is going to hit the lower part of the chest. All right, perfect, guys. Okay, next we're going to a pullover, and this one is going to be outward. What I mean by outward is instead of coming straight back, you're going to come out with your hands a little bit, okay? See how I come out and then back, out and then back, okay? And as you're doing these, any exercise you're doing, you always want to keep your abs nice and tight. Keep that core tight, because that's where the strength comes from. All your strength comes from the core of your body, okay? So we want to keep that tight no matter what exercise we're doing. All right, so we're coming back and then up, back and up. And as we come up, we want to exhale. We're going 20 reps again. This is all high rep here, okay? We're going into knee push-ups now. We're just going to do 10 reps here, just a knee push-up. Now, if these knee push-ups are too easy, just go into a regular push-up, okay? But I have a knee push-up. I'm doing them kind of slowly. The slower you go, the harder they are to do, okay? keeping that core tight again. And you're going to exhale as you push yourself up. All right, good job, guys. Most of these exercises we're doing today are high rep. Now, this is going to be low rep here, a plyo push-up, because we're just pushing ourselves up like a little jump. Okay, that's only 5 reps because that's like an explosive move. All right, good. Now we're going back to push-ups again, but I'm going to make it a little more challenging. Okay, we're going to lift one leg off the ground. We're going to do 5 on one side and then 5 lifting the other leg, the other side, okay? Perfect. All right, we're getting lots of push-ups today. I mean, your chest should be like starting to burn out here. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to go into a seated fly. We're just sitting on the ground. You're coming out and down to the side, and then you're going to squeeze up, okay? This is a type of a fly, and it's similar to a cable fly almost, but we're just holding the bottles instead. You really don't need all the fancy equipment. I mean, you can get stuff done with things out of your pantry. It's not a big deal. We're going to head into shoulders now, okay? So we're starting with can openers. You're standing up and make sure your thumbs are down, okay? And we're just coming up. We're making a V. We're going 20 reps here. We're doing like high rep today. We're just going for we're pushing all that sarcoplasm into the muscle cell, okay? All that blood into the muscle cell, delivering nutrients and oxygen to those muscles, okay? We're now going to a supine lat raise. I want your palms facing up, chest nice and tall. This one is good for posture, okay? You're standing nice and tall and your thumbs are out and you're just coming up to about parallel with your shoulders and then back down, okay? You're going to exhale on the way up, another 20 reps. All right, yeah, high rep today, getting all that muscle into the blood cell. We're going for sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Okay, we're going to a V raise next. Okay, so I have an overhand grip, a pronated grip, and I'm just coming down till the bottles almost hit my legs, but I don't want them to actually hit my legs. I want to stop before those bottles touch my legs, and then I'm going to come back up to parallel with the shoulders, okay? And we're exhaling on the way up for 20 reps. All right, guys, good. Burning the shoulders out here. Now we're going to a front lat raise. One arm is doing a front raise, the other arm is doing a lat raise, and it's a nice fluid motion going from one to the other. Okay, we're going to exhale every time we lift up. We're going a total of 20 reps, kind of like you're doing 10 each way, okay? All right, way to work here. Good job, guys. Okay, now we're back on the floor, okay? We're doing a seated overhead fly. So I'm keeping those arms straight, soft elbow, and I'm just raising those bottles above my head. I want to bring them together at the top right before they hit, okay? And we're going 20 reps. We're getting like the front delt here, okay? This is a real burner, this one. This is one of my favorite exercises, actually. This one is going to really get your arms looking good for when you want to wear tank tops and stuff. Perfect. Okay, next we're going to go to a seated press. So notice how I have the bottles. I have like a neutral grip. That means my palms are facing inward toward my ears, okay? And I'm just doing a shoulder press, okay? We're going 20 reps here. Just coming down and then exhaling on the way up. Okay, perfect. And really stabilize that core. Keep that core tight. See how my legs are bent just a little bit? I'm seated just with kind of straight legs, but a slight bend in the knee. And I'm stabilizing my core, really burning out the shoulders here. All right, good job, guys. Okay, so now we're going to a seated supine front raise. Okay, so I'm holding the bottles with a supine grip. That means palms are facing up. I'm just coming down till right before they hit the floor and then back up even with my shoulders, okay? And we're going to exhale every time we come up. All right, good job, guys. Way to get this workout in. This is awesome. Good 30-minute workout today. This is what it takes, okay? All right, seated rear delt next. So I'm bending forward a little bit and I'm doing almost like a reverse fly. I'm just lifting those bottles up and back. You can see a side view here. This is a better view of exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing 20 reps and we're getting the rear delt. Remember, we did a little bit of rear delt when we were working the back earlier, and now we're doing it again with shoulders. Okay, and now we've got a prone lat raise. So my palms are facing down, okay, and my thumbs are out. I'm coming down to right before the bottles hit my legs, and then I'm going to come back up even with my shoulders, kind of like parallel with the shoulders, okay? We're going 20 reps here. We're doing a bunch of different exercises today. Okay, we are now going into hammer curls. We're moving into the arms. So here we're working the brachialis. That's the muscle deep inside the bicep that runs down through the forearm, okay? And this is the reason we call it a hammer curls. Like you're holding the hammers or the dumbbells, whatever you're holding them like a hammer, like how you would a hammer, okay? So you're just coming all the way down, all the way up. Good. Exhaling on the way up. Good job, guys. Now we're going to go to a bicep curl. So I have like a supine grip, okay? Palms are facing up. And I'm just curling those bottles up and then coming back down, nice and controlled. Everything's controlled. I don't want any swinging or, doing things too fast. We want to have that control of our muscle, make that mind-muscle connection. And we're going 20 reps here as well. These high reps are great for pushing all the blood into the cell and giving it that more defined look, okay, giving a good pump. Now, we're going back to hammer curls again. I know we already did these just a second ago, but we're doing them again. I love this superset where you go hammer curl, bicep curl, hammer curl, okay? It's just gives a good burn on the biceps. This has always been one of my favorite little supersets here. Okay, good job, guys. Yeah, you're pushing all that blood into the muscle. You should be feeling a good pump in your biceps right now. All right. Next, we are going to a seated overhead extension. Okay, so you're holding those bottles. You're letting your thumbs, the way they're holding the bottles, your thumbs are going to drop down to the back of your head, and then you're going to push them back up, okay? Getting the back part of the arms, the triceps here, okay? And you're exhaling every time you come up. All right, good job, guys. Now we're going to go into a close grip press, okay? So this is like a chest press, but it's more for the triceps, because you're keeping those bottles really close. They're actually touching. You have them really close together, and you're just coming all the way down to your chest and back up. And you're going to feel that on the outside part of the arm, that tricep there, okay? All right, good, everyone. Now we're going into an elbows out extension. So I'm holding it with my thumbs out. I'm going to let my thumbs come down to my chest, and then I'm going to push up and out. Okay, see how my elbows are staying high? They're staying right in that spot. I'm just letting my thumbs drop down to my chest, and then I'm pressing them up and out for 20 reps, okay? This is a great tricep exercise here. Perfect. Good job, everyone. Good. You're going to have some good arms doing these kind of workouts. Okay, next, this is a little bit different type of exercise. You're just laying down and you're doing curls, okay? You're just letting the bottles come down toward the ground and then stop right before your hands touch the ground and then just curl them back up. We're hitting these biceps at a different angle. This is a different angle than the way we would, like when we do them when we stand up, okay? So we're hitting them horizontally here instead of vertically. And it's all about hitting the muscles at different angles, all about variation to just keep those results happening, okay? All right, you ever feel plateaued? Just you change it up, hit the muscle at different angles, just create variations, okay? All right, perfect. Now we are doing kind of like a skull crusher, okay? So we're just laying down, we're letting those thumbs come almost down to like toward our ears, okay, just to on the side of our face. And then we're just pressing up. And see how my elbows are staying in that one spot. I'm not letting my elbows drop down. Okay, so I'm just coming down and then I'm exhaling up for 20 reps. All right, guys. Perfect. Good job. Good. Perfect. All right. Next, we are going to go into a seated high bicep curl. Okay, so you are seated on the ground. You're keeping those elbows high. You're just letting those hands come out to extend. Let those biceps lengthen out, and then you're just going to curl them back in toward your ears. Okay, perfect. We're going 20 reps on this one as well. Good job, everyone. Good. Okay, it's just all about hitting these muscles all differently and keeping that variation. That's how we get those results. We don't want our muscles getting used to anything. All right, next we're going to go to kickbacks. Okay, notice how I have a slight bend in my knee and my bottom and my chest are out, so I keep my back nice and straight, and I'm just letting those bottles come about to my hips, and then I'm kicking them back out. So these are called kickbacks. So I'm keeping those elbows high and I'm just kicking back to work those triceps. Perfect. All right. Next, let's see here. We have a front high bicep curl. Okay. So now, kind of like what we were doing on the floor just a minute ago, we're just, this time, instead of being out to the side, we're keeping our arms straight out in front of us and just curling toward our forehead, okay? Perfect. We're going to go 20 reps here. You're going to exhale as you come in toward your forehead, as you curl the bottles toward your head. Perfect. All right. Next, we're going to go to a bent over hammer curl, okay? So like we did hammer curls earlier, but this one is bent over. So I'm leaning forward and I'm keeping my elbows out and I'm just curling those bottles in to the front part of my shoulder, okay? So notice how I'm real stable, okay? My back is nice and straight. Those elbows are staying in that one spot, and I'm just moving my hands up to curl the weight in or the bottles in and then coming back down. All right, perfect. Okay, now we have a supine lat raise 1/2. Now, the reason I put 1/2 there is because we're just coming like halfway down, okay? So we're just coming down a little ways and then back up. And again, we have a supine grip here, so that means our palms are facing up, okay? These are really isolating. Some people do these with shoulders for the front part of the delt, but you're gonna feel them in the biceps as well. Okay, next we're going to a straight arm kickback, okay? Now, remember the kickbacks we just did? Our arm was bending. This one, we're keeping it straight. And we're just kicking back. All right, perfect. That's our tricep workout right there. And that's it, guys. That's our whole workout for today. Way to get that 30-minute workout in. Go out and make it a great day.